Hey, DC News number 140 is coming right up. It's going to be a Batman Plus One edition of DC News. And the first story up we're going to talk about is Batman 66. The TV series is getting its own comic, digital, but that's coming up soon in your future. We're also going to talk about Batman 0 Year, which is going to retweak Batman's origin for the New 52. We're also going to talk about Grant Morrison and what he planned to do with Damian Wayne and why he changed his mind, kicked it down the road a little bit, and we're going to reveal a little more information about future plans for Grant Morrison in the Batman family, what's left of him in the Batman family. And we're going to wrap it all up with the New Gods paying a visit to Wonder Woman. All that and more coming right up. The 20th every month is Founders Day here at Alternate Reality, and on the 20th, you can save 20% off everything I've got in the store. All my comics, trade paperbacks, action figures, statues, posters, supplies, gaming stuff, everything is 20% off on the 20th, except for this week's shipping and my buy-in-bulk supplies, but everything else is 20% off. So stop on down to Alternate Reality on the 20th of every month and save yourself 20% off.
Bo's got that DC look in his eyes right now. Looks a lot like gas.
If you play this part backwards, it makes less sense. DC Comic Book News, episode 140, Attack of the Werecrabs.
Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. It's time for
Batman News!
Batman Plus One News, coming in from this place, Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all my new comics, especially all my DC comics, all my Batman comics too, are always 15% off every day for everyone. Hey, remember when they killed Damian? That book was 15% off here at the store until I ran out, which was about 5 hours after the doors opened. But every issue was 15% off when it walked out the door, because they've always been 15% off every day for everyone since 1994. Bo!
Yes?
A lot of people are geeked like crazy that they finally settled the lawsuit between Warner Communications and 20th Century Fox over the rights to the Batman TV show.
Yes.
That means merchandising, lots of merchandising from the Batman TV series, which has never been done before. It was always Batman merchandising, but not Batman TV show specific merchandising.
That means Adam West is looking at his checkbook and going, damn, I'm happy.
It's coming your way. Adam West and Burt Ward are finally hitting the big time. Along with, I would assume, the estates of people like Burgess Meredith and other folks. But among the things that are coming your way, they're going to tie into the Batman TV series, is a new digital comic called Batman 66. What's up with that?
Batman 66 will have stories written by Dark Avengers Jeff Parker and have a rotating series of artists. And as the case is with the digital-only Arrow and Smallville books, these books will be seen in print a little later. And so, yes, every time an issue comes out, Adam West and Burt Ward are smiling like a bunch of crazy people.
Because they're going to get a little
bit of money.
They're going to make a ton more off the action figures than they are off of the comic, but they're going to pick up a little bit of money.
I think they're going to be a C2E2 too. I think they're coming for that.
Oh, I would assume that they are probably signed up to do a huge promotional tour for all these toys. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of Adam and Burt over the course of the next year.
Does this mean DVD releases?
I would assume at some point, since the rights are all cleared up, you're going to see a huge DVD release on that. And I would assume what they'll probably do is season 1 and then wait a couple of months, then season 2 and then season 3. They're not going to release this whole thing at once.
No, and then you'll get the special.
And then the special edition.
With the add-ons and the extras.
And they'll nickel and dime and parse it out. But yeah, I assume you're going to see all that stuff.
I'm sure you're right.
Okay. Did you know that Grant Morrison says he was going to kill Damian Wayne in the arc that introduced him, but he waited? He put it off for not just 1 year, not just 2 years, but 6 years. They should have croaked that kid 6 years ago.
Morrison's idea at the beginning was to introduce Damian Wayne as this obnoxious little cranky kid
who everyone
wanted to kill because he was such an obnoxious little cranky kid. He goes, I'm going to turn this obnoxious cranky little kid into a superhero. And then I'm going to kill him so people will go, oh my God, he's dead. And what's ironic is he's killed by an older version of himself. Yeah. And the older version of himself was created by his mother.
Well, that's a whole hot mess. That whole thing. His mom creates the older version of himself, and then mom sends him out to kill the younger.
To kill his own son. Kill her own. Yeah. Now,
by the way, does the Lazarus Pit still exist in the DC universe?
Actually, okay. Grant Morrison says, I know people are going, oh no, I'll kill him and then I'll throw him in the Lazarus Pit. He's only got 4 more issues left of Batman Incorporated. Grant Morrison said, no, we're going to deal with the Lazarus Pit and all those little outs that you think you've got. I'm going to basically make sure you don't wrap all these outs will not be there. I'm going to close up all these little loops so you can't go, Or just throw the dead kid into a Lazarus pit, because really, if you did that, he'd be a zombie, for Christ's sake.
Well,
He's dead.
It worked with Jason Todd.
Yeah, well, Jason's kind of weird.
Well, he's messed up.
So the last 4 issues of Batman Incorporated will be basically, he's calling it the Vengeance of Batman, because it's Batman going after Talia. And Morrison's attitude is, Talia underestimated Batman by doing this. And now she's really now he's going out of his way to completely and totally destroy her world before Morrison goes, I'm done with superheroes, bye.
Well, that's what happens when you piss off ex-lovers.
You get very upset.
You know, they loved you and then they hate you. You never hate anybody in the world nearly as much as you hate someone who you once loved.
And what's interesting, the original pencils of that issue of Batman Incorporated are out there. The death was much bloodier than the original pencils. It was much worse.
Yeah, well,
although he did get stabbed in the chest.
That's, well,
heavily.
The kid, the 2-page spread of the kid just getting the living crap beat out of him, which was way over excessive and way over the top.
And they're also.
I mean, for God's sake, the kid was 8 years old, 10 years old?
9 years old.
9-year-old kid getting the living piss beat out of him for 2 pages. That was just way over the top and in real bad taste as far as I was concerned. But it's over and done with.
Well, there's also a rumor that the girl he saves is a character Morrison introduced a while ago. That girl may be the new
female Robin. Yeah, female Robin.
Because
which can bring you in line with Dark Knight.
Yeah, because you're gonna get to the entire point because Batman needs a Robin, because without a Robin, Batman's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but but when you introduce a Robin, look at what could happen.
Something terrible happens to him. Yes. Well, Dick Grayson's okay. Although he's moving to Chicago, so.
Yeah, well, okay. Batman 0 Year. Now, for those of you out there who said to yourselves, New 52 came in, everybody got changed, but, Batman really didn't get changed all that much in the New 52. Well,
it's not true.
Well, guess what? Your day is coming.
Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's next arc on Batman after the W2, the formerly known WTF issue, is called Batman 0 Year. It'll take place over 11 issues.
Yes.
So this is an 11-issue arc in this book, which means Batman will be dealing with the death of Damian Wayne in other books, because those books are taken back then. Now, people said, well, isn't this Batman Year 1? And
what is 0 Year?
Batman 0 Year is basically... Remember when you picked up a copy of Batman Zero?
Yeah.
Okay. There's stuff in Batman Zero that they hinted about but never explained.
Right.
Because in the New 52, Batman's only been around for 5 years.
Right.
Everything that happened in Batman Year 1 didn't happen. It never happened.
Well, one of the things DC said when they released the press release on 0 Year is they're planning on going back and tweaking Batman's origin and tweaking events in Batman's past, which many of us are very comfortable with. Okay, they're going to tweak them either out of existence or tweak them in such a way that you're not going to be real happy with them when they get done tweaking them. Just like they did with a certain guy from Metropolis and his costume and his background and all that stuff. Well, Batman's about to get the same treatment.
Well, I'm assuming that Batman will. I mean, Thomas and Martha Wayne are still going to be killed by Joe Chill.
Yeah.
And what you'll probably see in a couple of these issues is you'll see more of Bruce Wayne training to become Batman. You'll see his first adventures. You'll see the introduction of certain villains, why certain people are against him. So, I mean, they're not going to tweak it that much, because Batman's still going to be Batman. But this is a chance to go back and go, we can explain these things that we couldn't explain before, because this Batman's only 5 years old. He hasn't been around forever. He's only around for 5 years.
Okay.
It's maybe like why he doesn't like Superman right away.
And the +1 part of Batman +1 is the New Gods are coming to Wonder Woman. Why?
Because Brian Azzarello thinks Wonder Woman is cool. He thinks the New Gods are cool. He likes the Kirby stuff. And so, for his second year of the book, he's adding the New Gods. Orion's already in the book.
Yeah. But Orion's shown up, but the New Gods haven't really shown up in the New 52.
The rest of the New Gods will show up, but the one person who's not going to show up is Darkseid.
Darkseid's already showed up in the New 52.
Yeah, but he's not going to show up in Wonder Woman, because Azzarello says, we've kind of beat that story to death. I'd rather have somebody else show up instead of having Darkseid show up and beat Wonder Woman. It's not really necessary. And that's not the only Brian Azzarello news we've got. Remember 100 Bolts?
Yeah.
100 Bolts was over with. The issue was over with. Yeah. Well, he and Eduardo Rizzo are going to be doing a 4 to 6 issue limited series called Brother Lono, which will feature some of the characters that were left alive after the last issue of 100 Bullets ended. So you won't see Mr. Graves, but you'll see Lono, who was a very, very popular character when they showed up. And you might see Dizzy and a whole bunch of other people.
Will this be a Vertigo book?
This, technically, well, they haven't said it should be a Vertigo book.
Well, it should be.
And Vertigo needs all the help they can get, so yeah, it might as well be a Vertigo.
Vertigo needs all the help he can get, but I don't see anybody throwing it a lifeline over at DC. I mean, what do? They take what's arguably their flagship character, Constantine, out of the Vertigo universe.
Well, I would imagine that because the character popped up, the entire idea of the 100 Bullets things popped up in the Vertigo universe. This will be a Vertigo limited series because this is something that he and Rizzo did Spaceman. Mm-hmm. Then they're taking a gap. They said they were working on some other stuff. Rizzo came up with the idea, said, I want to do a story about Lono, so Azrael said, okay, I'll work on it. So this will be taking the place for the second miniseries of Spaceman, and then after this is over with, then they'll go back to bring Spaceman back. So it'll give Vertigo some kind of regular content to keep on the racks, because the universe isn't doing very well right now. It's sort of like just sort of there.
Well, no, I'm not sure what DC's doing with Vertigo. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they kill it by the end of the year. It seems like DC doesn't have a lot of interest in keeping the line going, which is a shame. That's it. We're done. Finish out of here. Got no more time for DC News. Go to the store's website. Check out all of his news that he sends me that I post up. Bo.
Yes? Sarah, let them know.
Yeah, I know where it is. That I know.
So go to the store's website. Check out all of his news. Till next time, this is Comic Book Man.
This is Mr. Graves.
No, it's not. Saying bye.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.